Then you leave two guys behind you.
Crowd now a little bit more enthusiastic here. Brian Shaw is fouled hard. That's the second foul.
See Brian Shaw checking to see if he still has his front teeth.
On Danny
Look at
Manning.
him right now holding his lip.
Be a two-shot foul.
See if he gets hit in the mouth right here by Manning as he comes over. Right there, boy. Hard foul. They're going to call 2 shots in a ball. That's a flagrant foul. Brian Shaw now 7 points here in about a 3-minute period of time. He's enabling Kevin Lockery to maybe bring Bimbo Coles in the game in the fourth quarter. Stakes start getting higher and higher, and the tempers will get shorter and shorter. The referee's doing a good job calling these fouls.
And the collar's getting tighter and tighter.
Yeah, especially if you're Atlanta and you're 1 down and you've got to win this game. You've got to win this game tonight.
Danny Manning whirling into the paint and scoring. Danny Manning looking as aggressive as I've seen him.
And I tell you, Willis just threw down John Sally, and Sally is upset about it. And Davy Jones, he went over and he said, you saw it.
69-65 Atlanta.
Well, look how hard he works for this basket. I mean, he posts up. We talked about him posting up more. Grant Long trying to root him off the block, and Danny with a spin. A little corkscrew shot, but just to win this game.
Elo trying to get it to Kevin Willis. Offensive foul. That's the 3rd foul on Willis.
Again.
Now Bimbo Coles being defended by Mookie Blaylock. Elo fell down. That's how Smith got the ball inside. Missed the lay in there. Sally. He had no chance to get a shot away.
You know what?
He was hit hard.
Manning's kicked out of the game. If they call it on Manning, isn't that too flagrant? Isn't he gone?
Kevin Willis being
Who they
pushed
call
away.
that on?
Let's let it settle down and we'll sort it out.
If they call that on Manning, he's out of the game.
No signal yet on what the call has been.
What's a flagrant foul? Who is it against?
Has not been signaled yet. The officials are huddling together
Well, I want to
discussing
see
it.
this replay. Let's see the replay, who this is going to be on. Let's watch Danny Manning. That should be on Danny Manning. Danny Manning should be out of the game.
They did call it on Manning.
Isn't he out of the game with 2? It's his second one. That's his second flagrant. He's got to be gone.
Kevin Lockery is arguing that point right now. John Sally shooting the free throws, and they have yet to send Danny Manning off the floor.
Well, unless I've got the rule wrong, two flagrant fouls, you're out of the game. Now, the first one was on Manning, I know. Now, who did they call that one on?
The signal was that it was on Danny Manning.
I got to make sure I get my rules straight here, Bob. People are sitting at home, and I got to make sure I know what this is.
Grant Long missing the free throw. Willis the rebound, and the foul is going to be on Ronnie Cycli, and that's his 4th. That's the 9th foul that's been called in the last 3 minutes.
All right, Bob, I got the rules straight now from Rod Thorn, okay? 2 flagrant fouls, you are gone if they're technicals. They weren't technicals, so I did not know that technicality.
Always a loophole. Elo misses, Farrell rebounds, and the foul. Farrell will go to the line. Look at this.
I'm telling you, it's going to get ugly, guys.
Elo is on the floor, and Manning is off the bench. We have it going on right in front of our bench. There is a melee in the middle of the floor. The most significant thing thus far is Danny Manning came off the bench.
Look at Kevin Lockery. Boyle. Oh, man, somebody come in from behind and pop somebody. This is ugly, guys.
Doug Edwards, the Atlanta Hawks rookie, came off the bench. Alvin Gentry has Grant Long right in front of our table here, trying to hold him back, and it is still not over here in Atlanta.
Now, once you sort through all this, Bob,
Rod Thorn is here. We'll probably get a chance to ask him about it. Rod Thorn, the supervisor of officials, and it's a good thing he's in this building here tonight. Both benches cleared. They now do have everybody separated.
I'm going to tell you, it all started after Farrell made the score. He and Grant Long got up in each other's face, and Farrell said something to him, and then they would push each other.
And Alvin Gentry is right out here in front of our table. The assistant coach for Miami has injured his right hand because he was holding on to Grant Long. Alvin Gentry is having to be helped over to the side. He's the fellow there in the dark-colored suit. Gentry with his right arm being held gingerly. He was out trying to break this up. This looked much more like a hockey game than a basketball game there for a couple of minutes. At this point, I don't know if any players are hurt. And here's how it all started. Farrell was fouled after this miss by Elo.
Now watch Long takes a hard foul against him right here. He's going to come over and he's going to take a hard foul right there. All right, now watch Farrell come down and put his finger in his face. And then he tries to choke him, and that's where they start going right there. That's what the league, remember we were on the conference call the other day, they talked about the taunting.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what happens, and that's why they got to stop it.
See, there's Danny Manning with his T-shirt on off the bench. Lockery wrestling him down.
I don't know how you can sort through this. You see Kevin Lockery trying to hold back Danny Manning. Grant Long, when it goes underneath the basket, somebody came in and popped somebody from behind. Watch somebody from behind right here. I think it's Keith Askins. That's Keith Askins right there. Boom, he hits Doug Edwards in the back of the head. Now Edwards is going to hit him. Look at it. Oh, he squared him off.
I'll tell you, those are two bigger punches than we saw in the Holyfield-Moorer fight the other night.
See, that's ugly, guys. I would say this is not basketball. This is, this is not something to get excited about. The league's got to take a long look at this because the game is getting too rough. I'm telling you, Bob, too rough.
Officials trying to sort it out. There'll be a plethora of fines levied here, probably some suspensions.
But let me tell you something. It also starts with 2 flagrant fouls by Danny Manning in that one sequence. And I still don't know why. I know there was a technicality, but you could just sense it coming, boy. You could just sense everybody starting to get. Remember I said it about the 4-minute mark. I said the stakes are starting to get high. You said and the collar's tighter.
Well, as we said, the supervisor officials, Rod Thorn's in the building. We'll try to sort this out with him because he is the man who will make the decisions. Ultimately, he won't have any definitive rulings to be made here tonight. But in the meantime, since the bench is both cleared, the officials are going to have to sort this out and decide what they'll do for the remainder of this game. Let me reset things here as the officials, Ed T. Rush, David Jones, and Ron Garrettson, are all talking at the official scorers table. The Hawks are leading 73-66. 2:34 to go in the quarter. It certainly did rile up the crowd. But I agree with you, Doug Collins. We need more skill and less willful violence on the basketball court.
We saw it in San Antonio, Utah today as the game started getting like that. And Bob, no one loves basketball more than me because it's a game of finesse and skill. And when you start pushing and shoving and grabbing and the game starts getting into the 80s and the 70s, and every time down the floor you got guys falling down, then it's going too far.
Askins is out. Grant Long has been ejected. Askins is out. Edwards is out. That's the list we have so far. Remember on our replay, following the hard foul, right in his face was Dwayne Farrell. Farrell's taunt caused Grant Long to grab him around the throat. That's what the officials saw, and Grant Long has been ejected from the game along with Doug Edwards and Keith Askins.
See, Askins came in and hit Edwards from behind, then Edwards turned around and punched him.
Well, the damage there definitely done to the Miami Heat. Long has been ejected. He had 10 points. He's a force inside defensively and rebounding-wise. And Farrell now gets to shoot his free throw finally. Wonder if he can make this after all of that melee. Yes. It's an 8-point. Doug Collins talking to Ed T. Rush, the lead official here tonight, who came over to our table, and we'll try to get this sorted out a little bit better for you. It has certainly aroused the crowd here at the Omni. The Hawks are leading it by 8 with 2:34 to go. Once again, Grant Long has been ejected from the game, along with Keith Askins and Hawks rookie Doug Edwards. Atlanta went on a 7-1 run after Miami got the score down to 2 at 67-65. Well, it's certainly noisy in here. There are the ejections. The Grant Long ejection will definitely hurt the Miami Heat.
You know, Bob, I just got an explanation from Ed Rush, the official. I asked him about 2 flagrant fouls on Danny Manning's. He said you're only ejected on a flagrant 2. You're not ejected with 2, with 2 flagrant ones. I thought that if you got 2 points in a game like that you were automatically ejected. I was wrong, so I apologize to those people listening.
Well, the fact is, Danny Manning is still eligible to play, even though he's on the sideline right now. Another whistle. Rick Mahorn.
He threw me on the table twice. And I was stupid enough to keep coming back for more.
Stupid might not have been the call there. Craig Elo hard to the hoop. He's fouled hard. Minor hits the floor, and Elo will go to the line.
They're going to call flagrant here. They're going to call. Now they're going to be.
Yes. 2 and on the side. Look at Kevin Lockyer. Look at his red Irish face. That was a flagrant.
Yes, it was. He hit him right upside the face.
Ronnie Cycling. His 5th foul, by the way. 6.6 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Remember I said earlier in the game, a couple times guys drove to the basket and there were bodies flying and there was no call. And I said, that's the ones I'd like to see, either a charge or...
Tiger missed the tip-in. Willis with the rebound. Baseball pass to Elo. That was something. What a game. The tension in here. You can cut with a dull knife.
Well, they can't say that the Atlanta fans didn't get into this tonight. Now, for the wrong reason, but...
This is reminiscent of the Atlanta Flames, the old hockey team. Lang threw up a brick.
See, off the ball, we had some more action here. It's going to be on Andrew Lang for pushing somebody off the ball.
And a technical foul has been called on Andrew Lang. Ed T. Rush very quickly on the whistle there as this got ugly with 2:34 to go in the 3rd quarter when Farrell got fouled with Grant.
Point lead right now.
How did you score the fight?
Ugly and not necessary.
There you go. If you're joining us late, welcome. 96-81 Atlanta by 15, 5:09 to go in the ball game. This thing got crazy with 2:34 to go in the 3rd quarter. Farrell rebound. He's fouled hard by Long. Taunts him. Long tries to choke him. The fight breaks out. All 12 players from both squads get onto the floor. This fight resulted in 3 ejections. Askins and Long for Miami, and rookie Doug Edwards for the Atlanta Hawks. This was really scary. Now watch up in the upper right of your screen. You'll see Keith Askins come off the bench and there hit Doug Edwards in the back, and Edwards with a cross to the right side. And the other punches thrown, you saw 2 of them. Edwards and Askins were ejected, as was Grant Long. After that, Atlanta has gone on a scoring bench, and you see Alvin Gentry, the assistant coach for the Miami Heat, who had to leave the floor. He injured his right wrist when you saw him thrown down there. We are back to live action.